The purpose of this video is for you to learn how to copy an angle by using a construction, or in other words, to construct an angle that is congruent to an angle that you're given. Now in your notes you'll see the directions to this website, so if at some point things don't make sense or you're lost or you want an additional resource, you've got that one. You've also got the steps which you can follow along one at a time that might help you. And if you really wanted some help, you could go click on the link on my website that'll take you to yet another website that'll show you how to go through this step by step. But there are lots of resources, lots of references that you can use if you need them. All right, so let's get this party started and go jump in. We want to start by constructing an angle that's congruent to angle AB or angle BAC. And if I go up to the top of the page and read through and follow the steps as I go along, it says step 1 is to mark a point P that's somewhere on your paper that will become the vertex of our new angle. So I'm just going to take my pencil. I'm going to make that point P. I'm going to label it as such, and that's going to become where vertex A is over here in this original angle. Step 2 says to use your straight edge and draw ray PQ in any direction and at any given length. Ray PQ then is going to become one side of our new angle. So I'm going to grab my straight edge. I'm going to go ahead and construct ray PQ. All right, so there's my ray PQ. I'm going to label it with a Q just for reference in case we need to talk about it somewhere later on in our construction. Number 3 says using any convenient compass setting, place the point of your compass on point A and draw an arc that intersects side AB at J and side AC at K. So in other words, what we're going to do here is we're going to go take our compass, put the point of our compass at point A, stretch our compass out a little bit, and go make a nice arc that intersects both sides of the given angle. And it tells us they want us to label these two guys. It intersects ray AB at point J, so I'm going to go ahead and label this point J and this point K. Now this is really important. We're going to keep the compass setting the same. So notice my compass right now has its point on the vertex of the angle, point of the compass at point A. When I move the compass over here, I'm going to put the point of my compass at point P. And once the point of my compass is at point P, I'm going to draw a similar arc. All right, it says label the point where it crosses ray PQ as point M. So I'm going to label that guy right there as point M. And I'm in step 4 number right now. Step 5 says to adjust the compass setting to measure the line segment determined by points J and K. Well, points J and K are back over here in the original angle. Remember that your compass is your measuring tool or your measuring instrument. And what we're really doing right now is we're measuring how wide that angle opens up. So now I've got the distance between points J and K by using my compass. It says move the point of your compass to point M. So this is really, really, really important. The point of your compass is going to come over here to point M. So point of the compass is at point M. And draw an arc that crosses over the one that is already there. Oh, and I just did badly because I moved my compass. So I need to go ahead and put that compass setting back where it was. And just to be sure, I'm going to make certain that it is the same as the distance between points J and K. Point of my compass goes on point M. And I just made the same exact mistake. Go figure. And draw a second arc. That intersects the one that's already there. And then the last step in this construction is to go ahead and use your straight edge to connect vertex P to the point where your two arcs intersect. So that's kind of a long set of steps to follow. Let's go ahead and let's do another one so that we can get some practice and make this feel a little bit more comfortable. All right, up at the top of the next page, it says construct an angle DEF that is congruent to angle XYZ. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out by putting any vertex on my paper. So this guy is going to be the vertex of my new angle. I'm going to grab my compass, grab my straight edge, and I guess what I may want to do first is I may want to go ahead and put that ray in my new angle, or one side in my new angle. So there's the ray. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my compass to measure and see how wide, use my compass to go ahead and create an arc on angle XYZ. And that can be any convenient radius setting, so anything that you find convenient. I'm going to keep that same exact compass setting and move my compass to my new angle. And I'm going to draw that exact same arc. Keep in mind that as I copy this angle, what I really want to do is measure how wide this guy opens up. So I'm going to go measure the distance between where that red arc intersects the sides of my angles. So now that I've got that set distance, I need to go to my new angle. And this is the part that people find tricky sometimes. You want to go to where that arc intersects the side of your angle. That blue dot is the spot where you're going to put the point of your compass. I'm going to have to rotate this around. Now I'm all set to go ahead and draw my arc. I don't know why that didn't draw a blue arc. But now I can go ahead and pick up my straight edge. And the two spots, or the 2 points I want to connect, is I want to connect that point of intersection to the original vertex of my angle. And then the directions here were very clear and specific. They told us that they wanted us to name this new angle DEF. E must be the vertex. Doesn't matter where you put D and where you put F, but E has to be at the vertex. Awesome. Now, if you're feeling comfortable with this and you're feeling confident and you're ready to go on, feel free to go on. You can actually shut the video down at this point. I'm going to go through and walk you through each and every step in the angles that are on the next page. So again, if you need to, you've got the instruction. If you don't need it, feel free to go ahead and complete these 3 examples on your own. So it says copy each of the angles below. I'm going to go ahead and start by putting my vertex on my paper, as well as one of the sides of the angles. I'm going to grab my compass and go ahead and start by drawing an arc on that original angle. And again, this can be any convenient radius setting on your compass. But the important thing is that when I go to the new angle, I keep that compass setting exactly the same. Once I get those 2 arcs that are the same, I'm going to come back over here to my original angle, and I'm going to measure, or use the compass to measure exactly how wide that angle opens up. And then the tricky part, if there is one in this process, you want to make sure that when you come over here to your new angle, you come over to where that arc intersects the side of your angle. That is the spot where we want to put the point of our compass. Go ahead and draw the new arc that intersects the old one. Find the spot where those 2 arcs intersect. And then use your straight edge to go ahead and connect the vertex of the angle to the point where those 2 arcs intersect. This one says simply to go ahead and copy the angle. It doesn't tell me what I need to name the new angle, so I'm all set to be all said and done with this one. All right, the next one is interesting because it's an obtuse angle. The process still remains exactly the same. So even though the angle isn't acute anymore, the process by which I'm going to copy it is exactly identical. I'm going to start out by putting the vertex on my paper. Go ahead and make one side, or use a ray to make one side of the angle. I'm going to grab my compass, and I'm going to go down here to the original angle and put the point of my compass on the vertex. Make any convenient radius setting, and go ahead and draw an arc. I'm going to come over here to the new angle, put the point of my compass on the vertex, and go ahead and make that same arc. I'm going to make that arc nice and big this time, keeping in mind the fact that my angle in this situation is an obtuse angle. Now I want to go ahead and come back and measure how wide this angle opens up. So I'm going to put the point of my compass where the arc intersects one side of the angle. And the pencil point of my compass where the arc intersects the other side of my angle. And again, the tricky part is when you go to this new angle, you want to put the point of your compass on that spot where the arc intersects the side. Now I want to go ahead and use that compass setting to get my new arc in there. And I'm going to find the spot where those two guys intersect. And then use my straight edge to go ahead and connect the vertex to that point of intersection. It's important to remember as you're completing these constructions that you leave all construction marks on your paper. I'm not going to get out a protractor and measure these angles and say, okay, this one is 112 degrees and that one's 113. I'm going to grade them the same way by which you constructed them. I'm going to use my compass and see if this red arc over here is the same as this red arc over here. I'm going to use my compass to see if the distance between these 2 points on the sides of the angle is the same as the distance between those 2 points on the sides of the angle. So it's important for you to make sure that you, as you're going through and doing these, that you're leaving all compass marks on the paper. All right, then the last one is an acute angle, but what's different about this fella is that his orientation is reversed from all the other ones that we've constructed so far. So as I go and construct my new angle, I'm going to keep that thought in the back of my mind. I'm going to make that the new vertex. I'm going to go ahead and grab my straight edge and make one new side to the angle. I'm going to go ahead and come over here to the original angle. Put the point of my compass on the vertex. Now I might have to get fancy and do some spinning around because the orientation of my angle has changed. This fella opens up to the left where all the others opened up to the right. But I'm going to go ahead and make one nice conveniently sized arc. And then I'm going to come over here to my new angle and I'm going to use that same compass setting to draw the same arc on my new angle. I'm going to come back over here to my original angle and I want to measure the distance between where those two arcs intersect the sides of my angle. And yes, I am going to be very precise in my measurements. So if it takes me a minute to get the compass where I need it, I'm going to take that minute to get the compass exactly where I need it. And as I come over to my new angle, I'm going to look for that spot where the arc intersects the side of my angle. That's going to be the place where the point of my compass is going to go. Put the new arc on there. I can go ahead and get rid of my compass because I'm all set now to go ahead and draw that new ray. And there's my new angle. All right, so the next time you come to class, we're going to do some practice with segments and angles, and we'll draw and construct some neat and unique things. I hope that you're having fun with this because this is an area of math that's a little bit different. It's unique. It's not the same as what you've seen with all the number crunching. You really can. You do have the ability to have a little bit of fun with these constructions. If you have questions, now would be a good time to jot them down in the margins or send me an email so that I can address them the next time that you come back to class.